Fellas, the other day at work, I was just thinking about yesteryear and what it was like to be a young sick boy caught up in my own world, not having any responsibilities, not having to pay taxes, not having to have a job, just simpler times. And when I used to get home from school and just jump right on the couch and start watching Cartoon Network and enjoying my evening, not worrying about a thing in the world. And then I started to think about some of the cartoon shows that I used to watch. You guys ever have those cartoon shows when you woke up and you were sick, maybe in the middle of the night or really early in the morning, and you turned on Cartoon Network and you were just like, what am I looking at? Yeah, I started thinking about those cartoons. I started thinking about them more and more and reaching into the inner so far into my head for those cartoons. And there were a few that I pulled out that I'm still wondering about them. So for today's video, we're going to talk about those 4 obscure cartoons that I thought of, and I just wanted to talk about it. I don't know. I haven't thought of them in a super long time. Figured maybe people could relate, maybe understand where I'm coming from on these. I understand that probably not everybody is going to find these obscure. Some people might be like, that was my favorite TV show of all time. I love that show. I've watched every episode of every season. Blah, 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 blah. I was born in 2002, so I was growing up watching Cartoon Network from like the 2009 to 2016 era, maybe 2015, maybe sounds about right. So I was on that regular show, Adventure Time, Amazing World of Gumball. There was some good stuff, and there were some things that were just really weird. For those of you who clicked on here and you're expecting like a video essay type of video where I'm gonna talk in a monotone voice about these obscure Cartoon Network shows, that's not what this video is gonna be about. I'm just kind of screwing around talking about some old times, some old shows that I dug deep down for to talk about today. The 4 shows that I'm going to be talking about today, for the first one it's going to be Chopsookie Chooks, the second one is going to be Hero 108, the third one is going to be Generator Rex, and the 4th one is going to be Problem Solvers. To be honest, I had to do a little bit of research to look up these shows and their names. I didn't delve super deep into it because we're going into this fresh. We're going in blind. So I don't know much about the shows. I just remember very vaguely. I had to look up the Cartoon Network Wikipedia to remember which ones they were, to find them. So give me some slack here. We're going to talk about 4 things for each of these. First one being when it aired. The second one being trying to remember what the plot to the show even is. The third one being trying to remember the characters and all of their names. And the 4th one being how it holds up. Maybe we'll go watch a clip or something, or funniest moments, best ofs. I don't know. That's maybe my YouTube brain rot. Can't talk. You know, you go back and watch shows as an adult and sometimes you're like, man, that was it. And then some stuff you go back and watch it and you're like, that was bad. That's what's coming up next. 3, 2, 1, let's go! Okay, so for our first show is going to be Chopsookie Chooks, which sounds kind of racist. The year it aired, thinking I'm a young sick boy lad watching this, so I'm gonna say like 2008, 2007 is what I'm gonna guess the year is gonna be. And I can't imagine it was on for long because I hardly remember it. I'm gonna say like 2007 to 2008. That's what my guess is gonna be. The plot, I remember there's like a guy with an afro. I definitely remember that. There's like a hot dog guy, I think, for some reason. And there's a girl who's like a penguin or some kind of goose, and the only thing I can think of is they're just like, they are karate people. Maybe that's racist because it's Asian. I don't like any other kids show. I'm assuming it's just the 3 of them getting into like weird wacky adventure type things, so I can't imagine anything other than that. It's got some kind of Asian something going on, because with a name like Chopsookie Chooks, I just don't like saying it. It feels bad. The plot, who don't, maybe they're like the new Scooby-Doo gang. They're like a racist Asian Scooby-Doo gang. The characters, there's 3 characters. I could not tell you their names, and I'm not gonna try because I don't want to. I'm gonna say something bad. What happens if we Google Chopsookie Chooks? What do we get? 2007 and 2008. We got the 3 characters, like I said. There's the Afro guy. 4.3 out of 10. Hot dog. Okay, here's the synopsis. Chucky Chan, KO Joe, and Chickpea are, I can't read, make up Chopsookie Chooks. The 3 friends are Kung Fu chickens. Oh, they're all chickens. Okay, all right. Who live in Wasabi World and fight the monstrous Dr. Wasabi, who plans to take over the world. The trio works undercover using martial arts, spy gadgets, quick wits to protect, and quick wits. To protect Wasabi World from Dr. Wasabi, bonsai shrink rays, and karaoke zombies. There is a lot going on in this one. Let's get some characters. Okay, so there's the main three. I guess that's Chickpea, Chuck, Chicken Chan, Chalk Chan, whatever his name was, and KO Joe. So Dr. Wasabi is like just a little guy. I'm kind of scared looking at the images of these because I feel like I'm gonna find like weird deviant fan art. Oh, there it is. We got Chickpea, KO Joe, Chucky Chan, that's his name, Dr. Wasabi, Ninja Chimps, Deadeye, Larry Sumo, the House Seller, Iron Butt Monk, Cabbage Lady, and Bubba. Where is the drop off there? We go from Larry Sumo, House Seller, that's a person, people do that, Iron Butt Monk, Cabbage Lady, and Bubba. That's quite the assortment of characters there. Let's see what happens when we try to look up some footage here. Cartoon Network's most offensive show, Chopsaki Chooks. Let's get an intro. Let's see if we can piece together the puzzle pieces and see if we remember anything from the intro. Okay, we got Chickpea, the token female character. Dr. Butt, Iron Butt Monkey Man. KO Joe. KO Joe looks smooth. He'll steal your girl. Sheesh. I like that. I like KO Joe. We can see Chucky Chan. There's just, I mean, I'm sure the show is made by Asian people, but there's just like something feels off about this. Okay, the intro did nothing for me. I still don't remember the show. Let's just move on to the next one. Next up, we got Hero 108. This is a show that I remember watching being sick, staying home from school one day. I think it's like some kind of flashy cartoon characters who ride like turtles or tanks or something, and they fight another clan of people. I think something like that. Or they live in a giant turtle in like a swamp, and I guess they just fight some evil bad guys, maybe like robots or something, if I can remember correctly. I don't know. That's all I can remember. I'm gonna guess like 2010, maybe 2010 to 11. Another weird show that I don't think lasted long, so I'm gonna say like a season. I think there's like four characters. I don't know their names. I know one girl's pink and has like horns on her head, and then another guy is like Russian or wears like the Russian hat, which I can't remember what it's called at the moment. That's what I'm gonna say. Hero 108 has four characters who live in a giant turtle, I think, and they drive little tanks and they fight robots. Let's see what we get here. It's looking like four characters. You see what I mean when I think that guy's Russian? He's like wearing the Russian hat thing. No, I say he's Russian, and of course his name's Lin Chung. For the characters, we got Mystique Sonia. Okay, there we go. Girl with pink horn things on her head. We got Lin Chung, Jumpy Ghostface, Twin Masters, Mighty Ray, Mr. No Hands, Sparky Black, and Camel King. What an array of people to have. Hero 108. A young band of rebels works to reunite the Hidden Kingdom. Once a land where humans and animals live together in harmony, the evil High Roller now pits them against each other. His animal army hunts down the remaining humans and drives them from their homes, forcing them to live like refugees. The rebel force, which called itself the Big Green and lives in an abandoned floating turtle shell, I knew I had something up there, is comprised of both animals and humans and works to protect the humans, and restore peace to the land. Okay, here I was right about something. They ride like turtle tanks. When did it air? 2010 to 2012. Okay, I started watching a whole YouTube video explaining the show, and I just don't have the patience for that. I was sort of right. They're fighting for good and evil and all that junk. So glad we scratched that itch up there in the nugget of an old show way back in the day. How it holds up, I don't know. Hopefully it holds up, because I don't think I'm gonna go back and watch any of these. So we'll say it was okay. It's got an 88% liked on Google users, so take that as you will. All right, you wouldn't know, but my camera died, so we gotta get through this. Our next show coming up is gonna be Generator Rex. This one I have a better memory of. This was like a rip-off Ben 10, right? I'm not wrong in saying that, right? The guy was Rex, and he was a generator, and he could change into like machine parts or something. It wasn't really like an alien guy like Ben 10, but he could like turn into different things, I think. And they were fighting some kind of monsters. This was some kind of alien thing. It was some kind of weird thing. The lore was like super thick for a kid's show. Something about like the big bad alien was his mom or something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was something to that extent. His mom was some evil alien thing. I think there was some girl he was interested in. That's all I remember. I'm gonna say characters I remember are gonna be Rex, his girlfriend maybe, and then like a doctor, like his like sidekick doctor buddy. This will not stay still. So I'm gonna say like 3 characters, I guess. That's all I can remember. I think there's a 4th. There's a bad dude who has like long black hair, something like that. I'm gonna say 2012 to no, that's too late. I'm gonna say like 2010 to 2012. Same thing as Hero 108. Generator Rex, 10 to 13. Dang it! I was pretty close though. That was a good guess. So he has like a Ben 10-esque sort of thing. I mean, look, he's wearing like a Ben 10 outfit right there. Maybe they had a crossover episode. Rex is far from your average teenager infected by nanites. He's turned into an Evo with the power to grow machines out of his body. Unlike other Evos, however, he can grow them to suit a specific need and then reabsorb the machines back into his body. He can also communicate with other machines, and he does his best to help cure Evos of their mutations. Recruited by an organization called Providence, which is dedicated to stopping the Evos, Rex investigates other biological mutations worldwide. Did this ever come to an end, or did this just get canceled? Is there a romance in this show? Oh yeah, he does like that girl, doesn't he? I remember that sort of, kind of, maybe. You know what it looks a lot like is, oh my gosh, what's that show? Think, Mark. Think! Invincible. He looks like Invincible. This does look like Invincible, right? Okay, like that. So there's Rex and there's Mark, right? That looks similar. Like this Mark and that Rex looks pretty similar. I'm not gonna look up how it holds up because just watching footage is gonna take too long. Moving on to the last one. This one is probably the weirdest. This is a absolute fever dream remembering this one. It's like Uncle Grandpa-esque, solving mysteries, helping people out. It's super colorful. It looks like a unicorn threw up on screen and it's moving images. It is bad. It is Problem Solvers is the show that we're talking about. The characters are super ugly. I think one of the main characters is just a giant turd. The year it aired, I'm gonna say like 2013 to 2014 if I had to guess. That seems like around that time. I could not tell you the cast. I think there's a big turd guy and then there's like a normal dude who has really fat lips. That's all I can remember. So let's see what's going on. Problem Solvers TV show. Here we go. 22% of Google users like the show. 2 out of 10 on IMDb. Holy moly. Somebody lost a lot of money. March 2013. I am on one, dude. 3 young men, Alfie, Horace, and Roba, run an unorthodox detective agency that tries to solve the mysteries of the universe. Alfie is a creature described as part anteater, part human, and part dog. Horace is known for having a cool haircut. Roba has a fear of humanity that compels him to dress as a robot. Yeah, I mean, this looks bad. Okay, so it's pretty bad, and I was pretty spot on for what I had assumed. It's just so colorful. There is a lot going on with every one of these. Can we get some footage here? What kind of footage can we get? The ugliest cartoon I've ever seen. Maybe let's get an intro and see if we remember anything from an intro. Ooh, there's a lot. Is that it? Yeah, there is a lot going on there. I don't even have the patience to watch that. All right, that's pretty much going to end it for this video. I just kind of wanted to go down memory lane thinking about some weird, abstract old TV shows I had in my head that were either fever dreams of nightmares that I had or were just very, very deep in the back of my mind. Hopefully some of you guys remember those shows and that kind of scratch an itch in your brain as well. That was quite the adventure. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.